Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Langston John Blaze. Okay, before we get into this topic, guys, I want to shout out National Youth Pride Services, ran by Frank Walker and his team. I thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of your community, of your service to our community, of the LGBT community. I think that what you guys are doing is phenomenal, and I cannot wait to look forward to working with you guys and all the things that we come up with as far as concepts and giving different benefits and donations and what have you. So definitely looking forward to working with you guys, and keep hitting me up on Facebook. You guys are awesome. Okay, so here we go. I wanted to talk about femininity in the black gay community, particularly because that's where it seems to be a big deal and a problem. Okay, so I want to give you guys a little bit of scenario. You know how I am about my stories. So I have not a friend, but we were just cool growing up as kids. We would run around, hide and seek. Back in the day we had the super soakers. We were just having a good time. And this was someone, who's just your average young black guy, knew how to have fun and just be cool. So, I seen this guy growing up, I would say he was a little bit older than me, probably from the 4th grade to about the 6th or 7th. So speed up about maybe 10 or 12 years later, and we're at a club, and it's a gay bar. I'll say it's not a club but a bar. He's there, and I noticed him instantly because he just has a very recognizable look in his face and all of that. I noticed that his tone of voice had changed. His demeanor was completely different, even as opposed to him being a kid as to who he was as an adult. And it was definitely noticeably a more feminine persona. And what interested me, like triggered like a light bulb in my head, I instantly remembered how he was as a kid. And I thought about to myself, because I'm not a very judgmental person, but what happens with my psyche is that I go, what was going on in your life that caused this sort of transition? And what interests me in that was because he was just such, your average guy, getting dirty, playing football, super soakers, hide and seek, getting sweaty, all of that. And not saying that a black young gay man can't do those things. It's just that I feel that at some point, growing up as kids, as black gay kids, or not just particularly black, but just as gay young kids, we start to show, different qualities, I'll say, that, maybe stereotypical or what have you, that someone looking outside might say, okay, this might be someone who might grow up and be a part of the LGBT community. So with this particular person, looking back, he never made me think, oh, okay, like I was surprised that he was a part of our community, to be honest with you. And but this is my thing, guys. Some men in our community, they really frown upon being feminine for some reason, and I really can't explain where it really established from. Of course, maybe it does have something to do with the attraction to men, with the attraction to, I think, okay, in our evolution of being a gay man, we look at women as a symbol of some sort of, not exactly like we want to be a woman. Let's establish that right now. Being a black feminine gay man doesn't have anything to do with I want to be a woman, unless you want to be transgender or transsexual. If that's who you are, that is perfectly fine. But I think that black gay men, we look at women at some point almost like this icon, in a sense. And to me, any woman is an icon. Any woman who is busting her ass working a job, coming home raising kids, dealing with not only that, but having food on the table, all these single women who are having to worry about all these different things alongside the kids and the job and the rent and all these different things. That's an iconic person in itself right there. And I think that where women get it twisted is that, I hear a lot of women say, why do gay men act that way? We don't act that way. Women will say that. And I thought about when they say that, and I thought to myself, and I know this sounds awkward, but I said to myself, If you don't act that way, how are they acting like you? And it always kind of leaves them a little bit dumbfounded, like, oh, you know. I think that a part of a gay man's persona is almost a tribute to not only his masculinity, but accepting the feminine qualities that he has inside of him. Some masculine, quote unquote masculine gay men who walk around and can lift, you know, bench press 360, and they're this big, strong football 49ers looking dude. Just because you have that look does not mean that you don't have feminine qualities. Every man has a feminine quality. It's just it's a little bit more heightened. And depending on how you grew up and who you grew up around, and that doesn't mean that it has to be around a whole bunch of women, mother, aunts, sisters. It does not matter, because there are plenty of men who are heterosexual that grew up in that sort of household who didn't, you know, end up being a black gay man. And there are black gay men, for instance, like the guy I just mentioned to you, who had a single father and was raising a brother. He had a brother, a younger sister, and himself. So it doesn't always have to be all these stereotypes of being molested or being raped that make you feminine. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's about what you like, what you find out about yourself as you grow up through life. You know, as I say, yes, there are certain things about me that I know are feminine. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm just now starting to accept that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I had someone over the phone tell me one time, Langston, you're feminine. And it took me, guys, a long time to accept the fact that I was a gay man. So, you know, at one point in my life, a man trying to tell me, you're gay, you're gay, you're gay, you need to accept that part of you, and I wasn't ready yet, was a lot. It took me a long time, you know, finally to the point where I was about maybe 22 or 23, where I could finally accept the fact that this is who I am. So that put on top of being gay, and then someone trying to tell you you're also feminine, and not saying it in a way where it's positive, almost making it sound derogatory, and I think this is the problem for a lot of black gay men, is that's when the problem comes in, is that you're trying to strip me of my masculinity, of the fact that I am the protector, I am all the things that biblically a man is, the foundation, the protector, all these different things that we are just naturally as men. No one can take that from us as a man. Just because you're gay does not mean that when you see a woman walking through a door, you're not supposed to hold it. You're still supposed to be a man. It's just that your sexual preference is another man. There's nothing wrong with that. So I just wanted you guys to let me know, what are your thoughts about the feminine community in our LGBT society? I feel that it's very important that after we accept ourselves, we not so much worry about the acceptance from our own community. Be who we are, accept the people who accept us, you know, and if they don't, at least respect us as people. Don't tolerate, you know, it's not about tolerating. If you're someone who's just going to tolerate me, most likely you need to just keep your distance. Even within our community, it's not just society outside of the gay community, it's within our own community having to accept who we are. There's nothing wrong with you. Be who you are. Don't put on. This is not a circus. You know, I think a lot of people, especially women, sometimes women have the tendency to look at gay men as an accessory. Guys, we are people. And we just have to respect ourselves enough to, friend-wise, dating-wise, respect ourselves. Don't go on these adventures with men who are just using you for one particular thing. Y'all know what that one particular thing is. So I just want to know you guys' opinion on that in our community. What's acceptable to you and what's not? What do you like versus what you don't like? And are we to a point where we can accept that we have our feminine qualities without being offended by it? Alright, this is your boy Langston John Blaze signing out. I really want to know you guys' thoughts about this. This is a really hard topic, and it can go many places. Alright, peace.